guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I promised you guys a video about my 2-week wait symptoms and just the symptoms leading up into my positive test. And so I know I'm kind of late, but I'm finally here to give it to you guys. So let's get started. If you hear anything in the background, that's actually my grandmother's oxygen tank because she's actually on oxygen, so I'm sorry about the noise. So as I mentioned in the last video, I actually tracked my period, and so once I noticed that I was feeling kind of different about 2 DPL, I started tracking my symptoms and what I was feeling for that day. So I just have the key points once again here on my phone, and I'm just gonna kind of go through those day by day. So honestly, 1 DPL I didn't feel much, and if you are pregnant, it's really early to tell, and I'm probably gonna contradict myself because I swear I started feeling symptoms 2 DPL. But 1 DPL I reported not really feeling much. Then 2 DPL I reported chest tenderness, and even though 2 DPL is still pretty early to actually start tracking symptoms, I just thought it was really weird and kind of funky that my chest was really hurting, because even around the time of my period, my chest never really hurts. It never gets as tender as it did. I even mentioned that last video about me talking to my cousin about it, because it was just really off and weird for me, because I typically don't have chest tenderness. And 2 DPL I actually had CM. If you don't know what that is, that's cervical mucus, similar to ovulation. And I don't really track my CM, so I'm not sure if that's normal for me or not, but I just was tracking it now, so that's what I reported for 2 DPL. 3 DPL I had the same CM, which is kind of like the consistency you would have around ovulation, and my symptoms were just kind of like PMS symptoms, so I didn't know really if my period was coming or if it was something more bloating and I don't know if everyone gets it, but I get kind of bloated and moody, but that's about it. And the chest tenderness continued on from 2 DPL all the way up until now. So I still continue to feel that, and it's still as bad as it was, and I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. But yeah, 3 DPL I didn't really have any crazy symptoms, just regular PMS symptoms and the chest tenderness and the CM again. Okay, 4 DPL I thought it was weird because I was actually cramping a little bit, and I typically do not cramp much at all. Even on my period, I probably cramp a little bit on the first day, and that's about it. So the fact that I started light cramping is kind of different to me, and I was kind of ruling it out as, I don't know, maybe I ate something that my body didn't agree with. But the cramping actually did last for about 4 to 5 days, and it was just kind of off, and it wasn't continuous and it wasn't terrible. It was just light cramping here and there, which I thought was really weird because, like I said, I don't even cramp much on my period. And that's all I really reported for 4 DPL. 5 DPL, I actually had a really bad headache. And this headache, I don't know, to be honest, it kind of knocked me on my butt. I was in bed all day because I just had a really bad headache. And I typically do not get headaches at all, ever. So it was just really weird, and it lasted all day. Even when I took medicine for it, it didn't go away, it didn't lighten up. It was just a throbbing headache, and that was really weird for me. And that's really the only symptom that I marked that day, because that's all I really was paying attention to. 6 DPL was my first spell of nausea. So 6 DPL, I woke up that morning and my boyfriend's mom cooked me a breakfast burrito, and it had eggs and cheese and bacon and sausage and just the typical breakfast burrito. And it was yummy, but my body did not agree with that. I got really nauseous, and I figured out it was the eggs, because ever since then I have not been able to eat eggs. So 6 DPL I got nauseous and just bloating and typical PMS symptoms that I kind of mentioned earlier. 7 DPL I didn't really mark anything severe or really different. I said PMS, which just means bloating, maybe a little bit gassy, just typical PMS. And then I said that I had watery CM, the CM changed from what it was to like watery, and I've never in my life seen that before. So like that was just really weird for me, and I didn't know what it was, but like I was obviously using Google or YouTube like how most of us probably do, and I don't know. So I was kind of convinced at that point that I might have been pregnant, because watery CM, like I just never really had that. And that's all I really reported for 7 DPO. 8 DPO, I actually wrote this down in my tracker. It's not an option on there to click as a little symptoms for the day or anything. I actually wrote it down because it was really weird and it obviously caught my attention. My nipples were actually really itchy, like, and I don't even know if that's like a pregnancy symptom, but like my nipples were itchy, almost as if they were like irritated, and it wasn't just like the tenderness from all the days before. It was like actually like itchy and like just like irritating, you know. And that day I was really convinced from the like CM the day before and like just the symptoms that I was having before that I could have been pregnant. So I took a pregnancy test, and that pregnancy test was completely negative. I didn't see any line. Like, I know sometimes your eyes can play tricks on you, but I didn't see even the faintest line. And that was all I reported for 8 DPO. So 9 DPO was mine and my boyfriend's 11-month anniversary. Do not let him know that I kind of forgot that. But it was our 11-month anniversary, so we were just kind of celebrating. And for 9 DPO, I reported that I was like really gassy and just like kind of bloated like the previous days. And that I was pretty moody, which is typical. Like when I PMS, typically I get like 1 or 2 days where I'm like super moody. So I reported that I was really moody, but that's kind of normal for me. And also that I was pretty nauseous because we went out to eat, and I remember struggling to actually finish my food because I just did not feel the best. But that's all I really reported for 9 DPO. So I knew that if you got a negative test, that HCG, which is the pregnancy hormone, doubles every 2 days. So I knew that if I was pregnant, that I should test 2 days after what I had already tested. And completely expecting this test to be negative, I tested early in the morning on 10 DPO. I didn't report any symptoms because I tested super early and got a positive test, which I will also insert a picture. And it was a faint line, but it was definitely there, and I didn't have to report symptoms after that because I already knew what it was. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope that helped you out if you're on your 2-week wait and you're trying to figure out if you might be pregnant or if you might not be pregnant. I hope that I helped you out and that our symptoms are hopefully lining up if you are trying to become pregnant. And please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will be back with more.